Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. Well, good morning from Shelburne RV. This is the week of the big announcement. Been working on this now for about 3 weeks or so. Been a lot of paperwork, been a lot of issues going on, so we're just trying to got work through that stuff finally. But yeah, what do you notice is missing right there? All my awnings are gone. Well, so Shelburne RV is moving. Well, not from this location. We actually have added a location. So the last 5 years, the boys have been working out here in the weather, and so we finally were able to purchase the land next to us, which gives us a 15,000 square foot indoor building for all the mechanics to do the quality work that you guys expect from us. So they have moved up on top of the hill, and the sun's kind of shining on me, so it's going to be hard. I turn my camera around, you're gonna get blinded, but I'll take you up here in just a minute and kind of show you what's going on. So yeah, we've been kind of out here rearranging, and I've actually already shot a bunch of video of us kind of doing that. So I'll just put that into the video, and then you guys can see what all's going on there as we've been doing that, so you can kind of see. So it'll be last week's shootings of the videos and all that, but you get to see a lot of that as we do it. Well, come on, let's go check it out. So Sunday morning, cousin Gary and I got an awning we're moving. It used to sit kind of right there in that area, but we're moving it over here in kind of our check-in area. So we're trying to get everything pushed around. So you get to see what we're doing here. I'm back here. Well, good morning from Shelburne RV. Hope everybody had a good Memorial Day weekend. Unfortunately, we were here moving the whole time. That's our big announcement. We have moved. Now you can see our current facility in the background right there is going to stay right where it's at. All of our check-ins are going to be done right there, along with all of our parts and sales. But the big announcement is the boys have moved into this ginormous building right up on the hill from us, where now we can do all of our repairs inside. So this gives the technicians quite a bit better area to do the quality work that you guys need and you guys deserve. So we're going to go around this morning. Let's go around and check out a few things we got going on. I'll take you in here and give you the quick tour of what's going on in here this morning. But as you can see, they are in here this morning already going crazy at it. So they're really working hard this morning to get this stuff done. So let's take you guys through here right quick, and you can kind of see what we got going on. And obviously you can see kind of the repair area set up right there with all the parts bins and all the other items that they have in their toolboxes. This back here is their supply room, and obviously also their break room. So they got that going on right there. Mr. James is back here working on one right now, so we'll go over here and kind of check this out. This big horizon you see right here is in here for some electrical problems. But as you can see, they're in here right now putting an awning together. And then that obviously gives us the ability over here to do these slides, where we got to pull the slides out. And you guys kind of saw us working on that a few weeks ago. We've had a little bit of trouble with the Schwintech slide system, trying to get the correct parts for it. But we should have that lined up. We got it in the shop here now. And so they're going to work on trying to get that assembly right there all put back together. But yeah, so that's our big announcement. Shelburne RV has got a nice new shop that we're working in. So see what we got going on. So we're going to go around today and show you a few things we got going on. So we'll get busy and do that, and let's go check out some more. All right, well, good morning. So today we're working on a 2010 Winnebago Tour with a basement air. Now this customer contacted me about 3 weeks ago. They're out in the San Diego area, California area, and basement air had quit working. Dealer out there told them that the basement air was shot. There's no replacement for it. They would have to put 2 rooftop units on the roof and rewire the coach. Now obviously you can see this is a pretty nice coach, and so the customer was obviously a little concerned about that, because you know you don't want to do that to such a nice coach. So they made arrangements with me, and they drove all the way from San Diego, California to Cleveland, Tennessee. And this morning we're going to dive into their basement air. Now Lewis has already got the basement air out, so we're going to go in here. We've already started doing a little diag on it. So come on, let's go check that out, and I'll show you what we got going on this morning. All right, so we've got this unit set up on our test stand here. Lewis has already got it wired. Now you can see this is the 6535-751 2011 unit, and the customer is correct. They do not make this unit anymore. It's not in production. So obviously we've got to try to fix this the best we can, which we do have solutions for that. But we've got this all tore apart now, and we've got our RVP test box hooked up to it. Now, first thing I noticed was this wire on the relay wasn't even connected. It was left off. Now somebody's obviously been doing some diag on this, so we've got to figure out where the issue is. But if we go down here to our test box, turn this on, we get a green light, shows free sensors are all good. So relay on this control board is just cycling on and off, on and off, on and off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with that board, because if we do have a bad compressor, which is what they're telling us is going on with this, we are going to have to start with that board first. So we're going to go ahead and put our test board on there and see what goes on. So let's do that now. Okay, so Lewis and I did find out it was not a control board. Actually, the transformer in our test box was not putting out enough voltage to actually operate. That's what was going on there. So we've actually run the unit. We do have a bad compressor 1. So we're going to go ahead and get the new compressor 1 pulled out, get it brazed in, and then we'll get it charged and retest. So we've got the new compressor in, new GMCC compressor is in, all brazed up. I've got the soldered in tap on there. As you can see, I've got the vacuum pump running at the moment. So first thing in the morning, we'll be ready to put Freon in this thing. Now, one thing I wanted to show you guys was we got the looking in here, and there's actually, you can kind of see where it used to be right here. There's actually a drain pan that should be in there to catch the water to drain out there, because obviously if we don't, that's going to be a problem in just a few years here, which obviously it's kind of rotted out at the moment. So Lewis has gone up here, or gone back here to the brake press, and he has actually bent out of white anodized aluminum this nice pan that he's going to put corner pieces on there, and then we're going to take that evaporator up right there. We're actually going to pull this up where we can roll that up underneath there, and that pan will be right. And then back there, you see that hole back there, there's actually a what they call a duct bill that goes in there that keeps the water in there so it doesn't get sucked back up into the coach. So a little bit of work to do. Got some sheet metal there that's got some problems. And then obviously the back panel right here where the discharge is at has got a little bit of a problem. We're going to go in here and resolve all that. And then tomorrow, 26 ounces of MO99, which is the replacement for the R22, and we'll fire this thing up and see what we got. So we've got the basement air all tested and ran. It ran great. All the amp draws were good. So now Lewis is getting everything bolted back up inside of it. Just have a little bit of duct work that we've got to do, obviously with the return. Got to get that back in place, get all that taped up. Got all the wiring back in place. The coils are all straightened out from where the last guy bent them all over. Even threw a little bit of spray paint on them to make it look nice. So ready to go back in, and we're going to retest here in just a minute. All right, so out here with Mr. Torrey working on a 2020 Forest River Ranch, big old fifth wheel right here. and it has got a basement air in the very back of this. So let me take you around here and show you kind of what's going on. We believe we got a bad compressor, number one, but I want you to see kind of what's going on. Let me turn this around. Okay, so we got this river ranch opened up now, and you can see this is actually the outdoor panel for this, but you can see how this basement air is sitting in the back of this. And of course the ductwork's all taped across the top here, and it's sitting down here on this platform, which is kind of interesting to me because that is where the water condensation drips down into that little cup right there, and then obviously runs out the bottom. So that's kind of neat. I hadn't seen that done before. But Mr. Torrey's back in here. You can see how all the ductwork is done in this thing. So a lot of taping on the side. So we're gonna pull this thing out of here and get it out, and then take it back to the shop and see what we got. But this is kind of an interesting deal. It's the first one I've seen. I had heard that they were attempting to put some of these basement airs in the fifth wheels, but I hadn't seen one yet. So there it is. So we're gonna get this out and do get it back to the shop and do some test work on it, see what's going on. So you can tag along with us. Well, I've got the cover off this basement air now. Doing a quick look at it here at the shop. Now I did take the wires off the top of the compressor, and as you can see, we ohm across those. So across those two we had 53, here we had 48, there we had 1.0. Now typically if you add that number and that number together, they should never be taller or higher than that number right there. So that being the case, and since we know that when we were trying to run it, it was pulling 45 amps, we've got a bad compressor. So we're gonna have to see what we got to do to. I don't know that we'll put a compressor in this one because this one's still under warranty with Coleman. So I'm gonna fill out all the paperwork, get that turned back into them, and then when we take this back out there, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna fix this. All that ductwork you saw yesterday, because it was pretty pitiful the way it was done. So we're gonna change that up, try to get some better airflow on that, but more to come. So Mr. Lewis is back here working on this 2022 Alliance. Brand new Alliance, customer's never even been in it. Got a broken shower pan. So I'll show you what's kind of going on with this, because that was a little bit of a chore. As you can see, there's the shower surround. But we got the toilet out, got the shower surround out, and now Lewis is getting that fitted for the new shower pan. But a little bit involved in getting that out of there. Got all the components sitting in here. So we get back on this a little bit more and put it back in here, I'll let you see. My cousin Gary's in here working on a Coachman Legend, and I think this thing was a 2003 model with a Dometic 1292, which they no longer build. The Amish do make cooling units for these, but this particular customer wants to put in a Amish built HVAC system. So we'll show you kind of what's going on, but you can see he's got it in here ready to pull this all apart. So we'll get all that pulled out of here. Got the cabinet ready to go, but we're going to go back with the Amish built 120 volt HVAC system. So we'll show you that as we get along here. So up here on the roof of this brand new 2022 Alliance fifth wheel, Lewis went to run the front air conditioner and said, we got a problem. That could be a problem. So we'll have to get that warranted out and see if we can get a new one of those brought in here. So I got James over here doing a seal tech on this little trail light. And, you know, typical stuff right there around the window seal leaking. But something I wanted to kind of show you that I thought was kind of interesting. And it's good. I mean, you're just gonna have to take my word for it, but there is actually air blowing out of the hitch right here. So evidently all that's tied in. Of course the underpinning's underneath there, so there's something bleeding down into the bottom of the underpinning, and then the air is traveling up through there. But there's actually air coming out of the tongue right there, which I thought was kind of interesting. Never seen that before. All right, so Lewis and I are out here working on a 2006 Winnebago Ellipse. Customer stated that it was getting hot inside. The basement air was working. Did have good amp draw on both compressors. I do have good heat. Further investigation, this is what we found. notice the ductwork's blowed out. And so what's happening is we're air conditioning the outside of this camper. So we're gonna clean this all off and then get it all taped up. Okay, so we've got all this now taped up, and as you can see, that's all held together good now with that mastic tape. So kind of about the only way you can kind of fix that. But do have good amp draw on the compressors now, so we're good on that. So we got him all fixed up, and we're gonna do a test on the grill up front, but almost 90% sure that was the solution. So Lewis and I are out here working on a 2000 model Chieftain with the basement air. With the thermostat turned on, we are getting an indoor fan only, but no lights out here. So we've got our test box set up out here, as you can see right there. We're going to go ahead and hook this up and then see what's going on. So let's do that now. Okay, so we did run this basement air on our test box. The one thing that we did notice was that we did not have our freeze circuit. Lewis has gone in here and put two separate freeze sensor wires on here to test this, and nothing has changed. So we do have a bad freeze circuit. We checked the wiring up at the thermostat, and we do have power on one of the grays, but we don't have power on the other gray, which tells us there's a problem with the freeze circuit in that control board. This is the original control board, so we are going to go ahead and change that and update that to the new one. And then they did have the original thermostat from 2000, and we're going to go ahead and update that also, because typically there's some problems we see with the circuitry in the board. So we're going to go ahead and change all that out now. All right, so Lewis and I have got this Winnebago Chieftain all finished up. We did have an issue with the freeze sensor circuit on the board. Now, this was the original control board from 2000. Along with this thermostat, this is the original thermostat that Winnebago was using in 2000. Obviously, we went ahead and updated to the new style control board, and we went ahead and updated the thermostat because things that we kind of see, this is 20-year-old technology. The relays in this stuff over time wears out. Again, this has been a good thermostat for the gentleman, but you know, we're here. We're going to go ahead and change it. We're going to make sure it's updated, because it could be a rework later on down the road, because again, it's 20 years old. So we've got him all fixed up. Lewis has got everything checked and ran. We did have about 21-degree differential in the furthest vent down on the end, so we've got that all checked out and ready to go. So we're going to be sending him on his way in here at their lunchtime. So we're going to go ahead and send him on his way. We got him fixed up. Got a few things coming up this next week. I think we got 3 more basement airs sitting out there waiting for us to look at. There's the one that came out of that River Ranch that we've got that we're working on. So we're going to show you guys more next week of how we got to resolve that situation. So again, you got to see quite a bit that was been going on the last couple weeks. Appreciate you guys watching and hanging out with us. So thanks for watching. And remember, this video is Cousin Gary approved. I do need to bring his cutout up here to the new shop. I hadn't done that yet, but it is still Cousin Gary approved. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.